Hello everyone, my name is Dr. Ed Roldan, and I'm a psychologist in the Etobicoke area of Toronto. And what I wanted to do today was to discuss something that comes up in our work with parents. Parents will often approach us and ask if there are any resources they can use to discuss a particular topic with their kids. And one of the best ways to do this is through the use of books. So what I was hoping to do was to do a brief book review so I can model how you would use a book to introduce and reinforce a particular theme. In order to help with this, I'm going to provide you a link to Imagination Press, which is a website that allows you to look for books based on subject areas. And so if you're looking for books related to fears or bullying or divorce, you can look by subject area, or you can look by the age of your child. And so I would encourage you to go to that website and use it even if you want to generate a list of books that you're interested in. The website will be helpful to do that. And so for the inaugural book review, I've chosen a book. And the book I've chosen is Peter Reynolds' Ish, which is one of my personal favorites, and it's a book that I've read with my boys many times. And Ish tells the story of our friend Ramon, who happens to be an artist, and he loves to draw. And at the start of the story, he's drawing everything he sees. But at a certain point, one of his brothers laughs at the drawing that he produces. And when this happens, this really affects Ramon. And he starts to become really hard on himself. And everything has to be perfect or exact. And when Ramon doesn't get things perfect or exact, he starts to become quite frustrated, and he starts to crumple his papers up and throwing them to the ground. And Ramon soon no longer enjoys drawing. And the turning point of the story is when he notices that his little sister takes one of his crumpled papers and runs through her room. And when he follows her, he notices that she's been putting up all his artwork on the wall. And through this action, Ramon realizes that there are ways or times when you can look at things from a slightly different perspective. And so rather than focusing on things being perfect or exact, he can start to appreciate that there's value in the artwork that he was doing. And I think it's a really good book to start the conversation about those times when we can get stuck on making sure that things are perfect or exact. And this book would be particularly helpful if you have a child who can be very hard on themselves. Perhaps they are erasing their schoolwork and doing it over and over, tearing the paper when they're erasing. Maybe even if they're doing things like a card for a family member, everything has to be perfect. And when things aren't, they might become frustrated. They might cry. They might stomp their feet. They might say things like, "I'll never do that again." Those are the type of kids that may benefit from reading Ish and talking about how we can sort of change the emphasis of where we focus our attention on. And if we emphasize the process of what we're doing and not focus so much on the end product, it can be a very helpful message to have with your kids. And so I hope that was helpful and that you can get some ideas out of that example. And if you feel like you have any questions or suggestions, please feel free to contact us at info@etobicopsych.com. Thank you very much. Take care.